After the success of the Barbie movie in 2023, predictably, all of these studios are scrambling to make their own version of the Barbie movie. And now Amazon MGM Studios has started looking for casting for a Bratz doll live action movie, which I think is idiotic. They already had a live action Bratz movie back in 2007, actually, which I believe was made for TV. And I mean, maybe it's not the most world-renowned film in the world, but I don't think that you really need to try that again in current year when little girls don't even play with these dolls anymore. Kim Kardashian, of course, knowing that she's been compared to Bratz dolls for years now, she is now being eyed to play the villain in this movie, and she's also finding more and more success in transitioning to scripted acting roles. She was in American Horror Story Delicate alongside Emma Roberts last year, playing a publicist. She's also in a legal drama playing the head of a all-female divorce law firm. And that's just so perfectly written for her.
See,
it's
I'm
not
saying,
even funny.
The thing is,
it's called
that
All's Fair.
If Hollywood still had their creative flair, it would be an all-female law firm that only represents men.
They don't have the creativity.
It would be
or
really
gumption
funny
to
to watch one where they, like, using their cunning and understanding of the female mind, screw all of the gold-digging women.
Yeah, I don't know if Ryan Murphy is interested in telling that story. And then she's also rumored to be eventually cast in the MCU as...
That's never going... Well, okay, I don't know about that.
As Mystique.
That's not... Well, that's not going to happen.
That was one of the
That's
rumors.
not going to happen.
Why? Why are you so sure?
She's not a good enough... She's not a actor enough to do a role as important as Mystique.
Okay, I mean...
Like, they're not going to
I don't
do
think
that.
they really care anymore.
I do. I think at the very least for those
Marvel's
big...
just a total dumpster
For the
fire.
big title characters, they'll get better actors or bigger actors.
I haven't seen her act, so I just can't even place a judgment on that. You know, have you watched her act in anything?
Only clips.
Or are you just
from
judging her prematurely?
It's not a judgment of her ability to act. It's saying that you would have to have a pedigree as an actor to get a role like that. Or a nobody at all.
Yeah, you would either be a nobody or an Angelina Jolie. So
yeah, she's not a nobody and she's not an Angelina Jolie, thus she's not going to play Mystique, in my opinion.
Okay, remains to be seen. She's also leading a Netflix comedy called The Fifth Wheel from Ava Longoria.
She was the one who made the Hot Cheetos movie back in 2023.
Yeah. So she got a second chance. I just think it's kind of too little too late to make a Bratz movie, though.
No.
Girls don't play with these dolls anymore.
It's not for girls, just like Barbie wasn't for girls. It's for millennial women. It won't be for...
Okay, fair, but are they trying to make the Bratz doll movie into a think piece? Like, is that what they're going for?
Probably. I don't know what it would be.
The Bratz dolls just don't have the same cultural influence and history that Barbie dolls have.
They will make it in
Bratz
the vein
were invented
of,
in the 2000s.
Then you make it in the vein of Clueless, rather than...
Like, what does that mean?
You make some type of story that's similar to Clueless. What was Clueless? A movie about teenage... It doesn't have to be deep.
Clueless is deep. What are you talking about?
But I'm saying, but it doesn't have to be deep.
It's based on Jane Austen's Emma.
Okay, then you do Bratz
But you just
dolls
think
and...
that it's shallow because...
No, I love that movie.
It's, because of your misogynistic framework about chick flicks.
Valid.
It's actually really deep.
That's valid.
I guess you needed to be educated today.
I did see that Stacey Dash has been making a comeback on Twitter, so maybe we can...
Really?
Yeah, she posts.
What is she doing?
She posts a lot on Twitter these days.
About politics?
Pictures of herself and and stuff she's working on. So
just random stuff. She's not like doing a political thing.
No, not that I could see.
Interesting.
So, Bratz movie in the vein of Jane Austen.
Kim Kardashian is also obviously way over the age of the characters. I don't know if you know the lore, but
I don't know the lore.
The main cast of Bratz dolls is Chloe, Sasha, Jade, and Yasmin. So they're 4 girls, and they're teenagers. Okay. Now I know Kim Kardashian isn't playing one of the main four, but can't they just cast young people in something like this? That also seems like a miss.
That seems like
me.
they could do that. If she's playing a villain, then they can cast the other four, the main ones, regular age.
I doubt they will.
You don't
I
think
doubt
so?
they will. They're just going to put like, you know, Sydney Sweeney and like, you know, Daisy Edgar Jones and
no,
who knows?
No,
they're just
Madeline
gonna put
Klein.
they're gonna put women in their late 20s to early 30s at the youngest.
Late
in
20s,
this, which is
how old is Madeline Klein?
kind of lame. Madeline Klein, I forget
Dove
how
Cameron.
old she is. Late 20s.
Dove Cameron's like 26 or 27.
Yeah, she was supposed to play Bubbles in the live action Powerpuff Girls, which never came to pass. And then she was also rumored to be cast as the live action Rapunzel, which still hasn't been announced.
Yeah.
I think she looks a little bit too Instagram model-y to play a Disney princess, so maybe the Bratz movie would work for her.
Indicating a villain means that it's not going to be, because the other thing that if it's MGM, it's going to be like a theater movie, then it's not going to be like a biopic, which that would be worse if they did like a biopic about the creation of Bratz dolls.
Yeah, I would watch like a Netflix series, like a 3-part docu-series about the making of the Bratz doll, but I wouldn't go to a theater to learn about the history of it all. There's not much to be told. And I remember in my childhood, I had a clear preference for Bratz dolls over Barbie dolls, but I had to like really be persistent to get them. Like, Barbies were just considered more appropriate, girly, and appropriate for children. Bratz were always seen as, like, the slutty ones who wore belly shirts.
And the makeup was
the makeup was heavier and more noticeable. I had to fight for my Bratz dolls, I remember.
In the chat,
I loved the animated ones, though. Like, the animated Bratz movies were good enough. I don't think we need to adapt this into live action.
Then that's what they'll do. The
point of it is that they look ridiculous.
They'll adapt a live action version of it.
No, they don't need to do that. The entire point of a Bratz doll is that it looks ridiculous and would never translate on screen in a human form.
In the chat, Mr. E49, well, I guess 409, but it'd be cool if it was just E40, says, things nobody asked for. That's apparently not true, because it says that there was a fierce bidding war for this movie.
Among studios. Doesn't mean that the audience asked for it.
They clearly have, well, these studios are very data-driven now, and they use all sorts of algorithms and numbers to determine what to make. So clearly they looked at the success of Barbie in 2023, and they're saying that we're going to turn this into the next big franchise.
Fantastic. I still hope that there's no Barbie sequel from Greta Gerwig. I don't want it. Leave it alone.
I don't know if that's possible. I mean, I guess it is. I feel like we would have already been hearing about the sequel by now. I know that there were talks about it, but the best way to prevent that is like her husband being like, no, we're not doing this. Like Whose
husband?
Her, Greta Gerwig's husband, because he helped write it.
Oh, right, because they wrote it together.
It was Noah Baumbach, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so he just needs to be like, we're not doing this. We're moving on to do a Polly Pocket movie.
Right,
and
with
then they could do,
Lily Collins, right?
They could do a Polly Pocket movie and a Mighty Max movie, which was Polly Pocket for boys, and they could do them simultaneously, and they could release them at the same time.
There were also talks of other Mattel products getting adapted into film, such as Hot Wheels cars.
Yeah.
And maybe that game, Sorry.
I don't know what that would look like, unless you want to make
look stupid.
Unless you want to make some type of social commentary about annoying millennials who have board game nights.
Or like, I think they own Uno. They could make like an Uno movie. Like, what would that be?
Some type of survival horror where you have to like Uno reverse to not die. I would watch that. There's a 20 there.
From Luscious Lucian, hear me out. Sydney Sweeney as Mystique. She can't act, but men will flock to the theater just to watch the movie with her, especially when all men, she's naked, just painted blue. The movie will make millions easily.
The worthy successor to Jennifer Lawrence.
That's what people thought would happen to Madame Web, but she was barely
I was gonna say she is
utilized
like
for that one.
she is like Glenn Powell in that she has evolved her career to not need the bump of superheroes.
Yeah.
That isn't really a bump anymore. Glenn Powell, like the last week he signed on to do like some Ron Howard movie about firemen. Like he's picking his projects deliberately to not be kind of sidelined into specific genres, which I appreciate. So, but you could put her in the Bratz movie, especially if she gets to be a producer and turn it into some annoying think piece.
Well, I think Kim Kardashian actually is on board to produce.
Mm-hmm.
So she is planning to make as much money as possible off of this.
She will. And MGM in general is already struggling given the fact that they're talking about the recasting of James Bond and they are going to race swap him. Supposedly.
The infamous Bratz doll blackfishing scandal from the Kardashian family. Look at that.
Yep. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Amazing. That's a piece of history right there.
Yeah, it is.
But they couldn't decide between Clueless cosplay and Bratz cosplay.
I see the Clueless cosplay.
I don't want overlap in any degree between those
Clueless
things.
is coming back in too. We were at Target the other day and there were Clueless mugs in like the dollar section or the $5 section. You know, the place at the beginning with all the deals.
Well, I guess that means no one wanted it.
No, it's new merch. That's the whole point. They have like the bargain price stuff at the very beginning, start of the store. It's not clearance stuff. It's just stuff that's priced that way.
I will forever love Clueless.
There you go.
It's one of my favorite movies
Clueless
ever.
is a fantastic movie.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.